Welcome back to the Rising Podcast. I'm Xavier, you're joined here with KaBria and Cayman. Black person of the day.
Of course, let me go first. You feel
Welcome back to another installment of the Rising Podcast. Yes, the Rising Podcast. We back at you. And today we have a short installment for us where we're going to talk about something called the top 10 black movies.
Okay. Top 10 black movies of all time.
And this list will be in no particular order. These are just movies that we think are deserving of being in the top 10 black movies ever. And we're not going to be very genre specific, meaning we're not only talking about action movies or drama or comedy. We're talking about everything. What we think overall. And this list, before y'all get in the comments and say, why wasn't this there? Why wasn't that there? This is our personal list.
Period.
We're not talking about we could do an objective list. If you want us to do an objective list, comment down. And I will tell you, the objective list might look a little different than my list, but when I tell you I got the bangers, I got the bangers.
Oh, okay, period. And I think just to add on to that, just to build on, especially with my list, it's just based on what I seen and the black movies that I watched that resonated with me and that I would put in that. Like, I would want my kids to see this and to know this movie.
Right. Okay, so KaBria, why don't you start us off then?
Oh, okay. Passing it to me.
Mandatory
but,
watches.
Okay, for real. Y'all know, well, you probably don't know this, but I really don't rewatch a lot of movies. That's really not my thing.
I'm with you on
for
that.
real. Like, I don't rewatch a lot of TV shows either.
Can't do it.
Yeah, exactly. If I already know how it ended and I know certain things, I don't like rewatching it. But I ain't gonna lie, in black households with certain of these movies we're gonna list, you gotta watch it. You gotta watch it multiple times.
It's on
you
BET
gotta
every day.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know certain lines from the movies. For real. So for me, I'm gonna go number one. For sure, hands down. I don't care everybody's list. I have to put Friday. That's the only movie I'm going to put at number one for me. Everything else is not in any type of order. I just really, really like Friday. I think it's one of the funniest, well-put movies. Like, I'm so glad that Ice Cube went out there and freaking made it happen. I think it's a classic. I think it's just interesting, and I'm mad that, our boy Smokey didn't want to be associated with Smoke, so we didn't get him in,
And I'll let you continue your list, but I do think there's one movie I would say is...
Oh, it's above that one?
Is above Friday.
Okay.
Wait, what?
I can see that.
Okay. I think I might have to say All About the Benjamins is better than Friday.
Okay,
Stop.
That's a solid mention, but Friday is a classic.
27. Come on.
25.
Come on. Mike Epps. Come on.
It's not better than Friday. All About the Benjamins is not a better movie than Friday.
I think it might be.
That's not a better movie.
Does it have a better storyline? No. But are you having a better time when you watch it? Does it have more jokes?
Okay. I'm not having a better time. Friday is a cult classic. You're having a good time watching Friday during every segment of that.
There's not
movie.
too many positive connotations with cult, Cayman. That just means that y'all are unwilling to look past what's in front of you.
I think Friday is the classic mention. Like, to your point, it's All About the Benjamins. Okay, it's up there, but I don't think it's, like, to Cayman's point, I really don't think it's beating Friday. Friday, everybody be calling that. Everybody knows. To this day, everybody knows a line from Friday.
Right.
Everybody, and to the point where it has transcended the black community. If you just buy Felicia alone, everybody knows. Well, they should know. And if you don't know, like, please watch this movie for real. So that you can really know where that comes from.
And I do remember Dwight Around Your Lips, and you don't have dreams, you have movies. I remember all that from All About the Benjamins. But
that's
Friday?
My back in my
Come on, man.
But we all know Chris Tucker carried Friday.
Not only Chris Tucker.
Mike Epps was the lead.
It was a lot of key. It was a lot.
Every time I'm in the kitchen, you in the kitchen.
You in the kitchen. Eating all the food.
Like Friday is
I like hog balls. I like peas.
Friday is that movie.
Whatever,
Give
man.
About 25,
That's
35 minutes. I'm trying to get the quotes right.
So your list is gonna be crazy. I can already tell. So that's your number one.
That's my number one for real. Okay, but
right.
you just try to knock down
Shout out to
Friday from
Friday.
all
No,
about the
Friday's
Benjamins.
still a goat.
But I'm just saying, for me, and like, I know again, with black movies, we know it's generational. We know, you know, all of that plays a role and whatnot. And I'll get into the older movies for real. But I would say Friday for sure, my top one that I really enjoyed for sure. And then if we're just going off of that, I'm just gonna just say the rest of the list, no particular order. It's gonna get a little bit here and there, so I'm gonna try to go in order from like the older to like the newer movies, I guess is the best way I can do it. And this one's gonna be hard, but I think The Color Purple came out before my other ones, and I think for hands down, everybody knows The Color Purple. You grew up, women in your house, black women specifically, like The Color Purple, without a doubt. Watched this multiple times. Very traumatic movie, I would say. A lot of trauma in there, a lot of stories, you know, but it's like Black history for sure. And like the remake that they just did, like I really enjoyed that as well. So I think that's just a timeless hit. Like for sure. Oprah, like we all know, like they had some people up in there that, you know, we definitely respect.
So you're going with the first one, not the remake?
No, first one for sure. For sure, 110%. The first one, like come on now. Like it wouldn't be a remake without the first one. So.
Who's Harpo?
Stop. So... Okay, Color Purple. I'm just saying, I'm trying to do this list. I can't be saying all the quotes, you feel me? But you feel me, I get it. So Color Purple. And then I think the next one out of that list would be The Wiz. I think that's just a classic, just the cast alone, like the retelling Wizard of Oz from a black perspective. We got some crazy ass powerhouses, in this film. Michael Jackson, Diana Ross. I can't be listening to everybody. Don't quote me. You feel me? Y'all can fill me in. I know some other people in there, but that alone, I love that movie. It's definitely, in my opinion, a lot of people had this whole debate before the pod. I would categorize it more on the horror side.
You know, scary.
For real. Like, I watched that as a kid, y'all, and I was terrified. Like, for real. Like, the people coming off the wall, I don't care. Had this whole debate. Like, watching that as a kid, it's like the story itself is beautiful. Like, I love the telling. I love, like, the prop. I love, like, the sets, I guess you could say, and the visuals or whatnot for it. But it was, like, really crazy for me to see as a kid. But I know for a fact, like, that's up there as well. And I'm surprised that it kind of wasn't on a lot of lists, though. When I looked it up, like, and I was thinking about that, like, why is The Wiz not really talked about, like, as much as it should be?
I just don't think that acting was up to par, but...
Really? I liked it. I liked the retelling from like a little black perspective. I liked it a lot, for sure. And then also talking about the horror movie when they were in the motherfucking, was it the subway and the things came out? Yo, that, bro. Anyway, I'll come back to that. No, it was when they're in the sub and it comes down, they start chasing them. And they're in like they're running in the parking structure or whatever. Leprechaun? They don't know. Oh,
all right.
Stop. Yeah. Anyway, so
movie.
The Wiz.
Yeah, The Wiz. Shout out to The Wiz.
The Wiz. And then I think the next one is Boys in the Hood. After that, Boys in the Hood is my next one for sure. Everybody know. Definitely a classic. And then I have Baby Boy. Okay. And I hope this is coming out in the order after Friday that I think it is. So then we have Baby Boy. We already know.
Interesting.
I took my card, Jody. Okay, anyway. And then we have, I think it was Blade that had to come out before.
Blade, okay.
Yeah, before the rest of them. And then I have Norbit, which, you know, everybody, that's like, everybody know Norbit. And then I have ATL on my list. They had me a little pushback on that, but no, ATL. I think it's just I think that was a big one for the culture. I think I really liked it. Like again, the storyline, all of that. You already know T.I. at that time, and even I guess to this day, you already know who he is. Everybody respect him on the ATL.
You don't get no cutty.
ATL definitely a classic.
It's definitely a classic.
It's a classic. Top 10?
I think it's a top 10 for sure for me. This is my list.
Yeah,
and list. Then I have Get Rich or Die Trying, and that's my boy with 50 Cent for real. And I really do, you know, like his story. Like I totally, when we were looking at it, I was like, okay, I gotta add that to the list. And where I grew up, yeah, for me. Yeah, we're going to wait for y'all to get there. But for me, I like it a lot.
Respect.
I don't even know how far I got. Oh, I think this is my last one, you guys. And then this one is a newer movie. I had some new movies on there for sure. But I think Get Out is up there. Okay. But in my opinion, that was like the first time we've seen a black director telling a story, and a story that was like a combination of like current like race and obviously horror and a retelling of that. And I thought that was like really good and a really good entry for a lot of different Black directors into that space. And it's something that kind of touched on trauma, but it wasn't like so focused on like Black trauma, if that makes sense.
So you think Get Out is a top 10 movie of all time?
Of all time, in my opinion, I'm putting it on that list because I think when we're thinking about top 10 of all time, I also wanted to give the props to some of the movies that came out recently that in the future I think will be added to the list. But to your point, like I think, and that's why I had to say it's that horror. If we had to say top 10 Black horror movies, I'm putting that on that list. And that's why I think it made my top 10 list, because I really am a horror movie fan. Like, for real, if y'all don't know, I be watching horror movies by myself. I will watch any horror movie that comes out. I'm just a fan of horror. And so for me, that's why I really like Get Out, because it surprised me. Like the way it was pitched, you didn't really know what it was about, and you went to go see it, and just how well it was done. No one really knew what it was about, and how he was able to really execute the idea in such a way. I just think he needs to give its props. Right. And I just think in the horror genre, I have to give it to my boy Jordan Peele. That's why it's a top 10 for me.
Shout out to brother Jordan Peele.
And that's my list.
That was a great
interesting
top 10. Yeah, no, interesting, but I think it was very diverse. Yeah. And I think you did cover a lot. So Xavier, we're on to you. Your top 10 Black movies of all time. Drum roll, please. All
right. So kind of in a little bit of order, but not too stringent.
I know it's hard.
So starting with Coming to America.
Oh, that's
instant classic. I'm not talking the remake. I did enjoy.
I did not.
You did. It was cool. But we're talking the original, Coming to America. Then we're going into Life.
Okay. Eddie Murphy.
We had Bernie Mac in there. I'm the pappy. That was a great movie, a great story as well, telling a really good story from start to finish through old age. Going into Blade.
Yeah.
So I put Blade on there because Blade is the reason why we have the MCU. He's the reason why we have superhero movies. He opened the floodgates to what is possible from the standpoint of action movies of being a superhero. And to have that first one being a Black guy, definitely got to put him on top 10.
Period. And he made that cameo in Deadpool.
Right, and he was in Deadpool too.
That was such a surprise. I really liked it. They were supposed to have his movie, but I don't know what happened to that. So anyway, yeah.
Number 4, Norbit.
Yes.
Rasputin. You want to see a big bitch go down the slide? Always going to be on there. Norbit. I've watched Norbit probably 72 times at least this week.
Wow.
Norbit is that movie.
Classic.
Make a brother want to praise the werewolf. All right. Number 5, I'm going with Pursuit of Happiness.
Movie did make me cry.
Pursuit of Happiness. They make you watch this in school.
Did they?
Well, I had to watch it in school.
Oh, I didn't watch it.
Made you cry?
Did you watch it in school?
No, I didn't watch it.
You know, just think of the scene of them crying in the bathroom.
Yeah. No, for real.
When he got his first job and
I only watched it twice.
He did the Trump post first.
What kind of computers was Will Smith selling in that freaking
Was it
movie?
computers?
He was selling hospital equipment.
Yeah, I don't think he was selling some. He was selling some type of.
I don't remember what he was selling.
Number 6.
That's interesting though.
Right.
Yeah, he was trying.
I'm not saying it's bad. I think it was a really good performance by him.
Right.
But yeah, so.
And the fact that it's a true story, that gets me every time, man.
Jaden underperformed.
He was 4 years old. He said, I don't think he was. What do you mean underperformed? How many lines did he even have?
6 years old.
He was 6 years old. His only line was look sad and saying, no. That was Number 6, I'm going with Major Pain.
Major Pain.
Wow. Major Pain is on that list for sure.
Not my list.
You're not adding Major Pain on your list?
Major Pain
not
is
even
not
your honorable mentions?
It's not a top. It's an honorable mention, but it's not a top 10 movie of all time.
It's top 10.
Not even top 15 for me.
Top 10. Y'all need to run it back.
Okay. Maybe I will.
Wayne's in there.
Okay.
Wayne's in there. Yeah. Major Pain, number 6.
Okay.
Number 7. I know y'all ain't even seen this one. Glory.
About
with Samuel L. Jackson, with
the fighters.
Is it Samuel L. Jackson or Denzel Washington?
He don't even know.
I know Morgan Freeman was in there for sure.
Is this the?
But it's a story of the first black regiment. I think it was called the 45th.
So I did see it.
Yes, it was another one of the movies that make you watch in school. But it was a really great story and history behind a very impactful message, and two of the best black actors ever.
Okay.
So definitely putting that movie up there from not only a historical standpoint, but just the acting and the visuals was just.
Yeah.
That shit was nice.
I mean, I'm appreciating this for you.
Yeah, right. Y'all, they don't know.
No, for real. I gotta watch it again. I did watch it once.
The first black regiment.
Okay, I know. I do know. That's why I said
I'm not talking Tropic Thunder. This is no Robert Downey Jr. with makeup. Nah, this is Morgan Freeman. This is Jesus.
Iron Man. Okay.
Number 7. Or excuse me.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, number 7. All About the Benjamins.
All About the Benjamins.
After you just tried to knock my number 1?
Was better than Friday.
This is crazy.
Notice I haven't said Friday yet.
Number 7 on your list.
I thought it would have been higher.
Notice I haven't mentioned that one yet. Number 7, All About the Benjamins.
Okay.
That's the old version of Lottery Ticket. That's who Lottery Ticket wanted to be. And Lottery Ticket is a classic movie as well. But All About the Benjamin was the one. Was the one.
Good movie.
Going from All About the Benjamins to number 8, you guessed it, Friday. Friday, I have number 8, and I put Friday as number 8 because I shouldn't have put Friday on the list at all, because Friday isn't even my favorite one of the 3. I'm honest. I would honestly go with number 2 over the first one.
So which Friday is the best Friday out of all of them? Number 2.
Friday. Next Friday.
Next Friday.
Oh.
Next Friday.
I would say Friday after next.
I would honestly go next Friday, Friday after next, then Friday. I prefer them trying to seduce the dogs so they can get in the house and get the muffler. I prefer Santa Claus stealing presents and then almost getting arrested and then old boy from the janitor from Sweet Life and Zack and Cody was on there sniffing the marijuana tree. I prefer that over Craig not having a job and then getting into it with Debo. Yeah. So honestly, I would put next Friday. We're going to take Friday off. Next Friday is my number 8.
Wow.
So number 8 next Friday, the real Friday. Number 9, you guessed it, White Chicks.
Okay, White Chicks.
Good.
White Chicks is people are still dressing up as the twins to this day. Classic movie, classic moment, classic songs. Terry Crews, The Waynes. Classic movie. I still have it on DVD somewhere.
I hope they get a check for that.
There's some of these movies like Coming to America. Some of these movies, they should never have to work another day in their life.
They really shouldn't.
Y'all should be
should clock that tea.
Y'all should be well off, satisfied. You should never have to do nothing, because what you have given the culture and the community is just, I need nothing else from you.
It's priceless.
Like, there's no way you can tell me you give me Friday after next. All About the Benjamins are White Chicks, and you still gotta work. There's no reason.
True.
But my number 10, controversial maybe.
Ooh.
Django. How many movies on this list was with the white man?
Leonardo DiCaprio said nigga too many times.
He gonna say whether that's on film or not. So at least it's a good movie. Not him specifically, but
yeah, you said it. Stand that up. He was very happy to say that.
But Django,
you think because he fought that bear, he's above it? Stop it.
I love Leonardo.
He said it too good though. Like he just say it all the time. That's my problem.
And what did I say?
Does he look like one of them say?
Yes. He
really?
does.
I like Leonardo, but he's definitely not.
He got some good movies. Great Gatsby.
He's I do like the Great Gatsby.
It was a good movie.
I do like Great Gatsby. I did read that book.
Wolf of Wall Street.
I love Wolf of Wall Street.
I've actually only watched the first 5 minutes of Wolf of Wall Street.
You should finish it. It's
really?
one of the most. I liked it. I watched it. I remember I was like kind of young, and I was like, "What is going on?" It was great. That's how, if I was rich. But I'm, right. We won't speak about that.
All right, you guys have had some solid lists so far, but
more than solid.
Bring us home.
I think this is.
Oh, he about to give us the old man list.
All right, my top 10.
Martin Goes to Hollywood.
My top 10 black cinema films of all times goes number 1, Friday.
Yeah.
Like KaBria, our list the line. We do think that Friday.
Y'all are a cult.
Is the number 1 movie. Although
you
had Django on there.
I am like Xavier. I do think that
you gotta love a good slave movie.
Friday is not probably the best Friday. Friday After Next to me is the best Friday.
Thank you.
But you said next Friday. Friday.
Oh, you prefer Black Santa over?
Yes.
Wow.
Over everything.
The cat. That's because you like Cat Williams. Right. That was good. Yeah. That was good. I'm not gonna lie. That was good.
I think Friday After Next is the best Friday.
Not mad at that.
I do want to give Friday the respect it deserves because Friday was a really good movie. It was the start out point.
Right. Wouldn't be those other Fridays.
Right. It wouldn't be. So that would be my number 1. Number 2.
Don't mean it's the best.
I think you had this as your number 1. You said this the first. Coming to America.
Yes, sir.
Need I say more about that film? Great film.
The Prince of Zamunda.
Eddie Murphy, who was a star-studded actor at the time, comedian. So shout out to Eddie Murphy
McDowell's.
McDowell's for the pave that he did.
The song they did with the Jerry Curls dripping. Coming to America's that one Cayman.
Yeah, and they fucked up the sequel.
But I don't. But regardless, there's no way you can tell me Friday is better than Coming to America. That's what you're telling me right now?
Yeah.
I like Friday.
Yeah.
Friday is better. Friday has a better story and comedy than Coming to America.
I didn't say better story or comedy.
What do you say makes it better?
Funny, bro. Friday is.
I hate niggas that love Impact too much.
No, it's not even Impact.
It impacted the culture.
Even before it was a big, bro. Friday is funny. Smoking.
But better than Coming to America.
Yes, smoking, bro. I liked it.
The royal penis is clean, Your Highness. Like, what are we talking about?
I'm saying for me, I like Friday.
Yeah,
Friday
to
me.
Spin the globe. Queens.
Coming to America was a really good, as far as storyline and everything. I get what you're saying. That was a really good movie.
That was a masterpiece, man.
Number 3, Boys in the Hood. I don't know if you guys mentioned. I think you mentioned this, KaBria, right?
It, yeah.
It was on your list, Xavier. But Boys in the Hood, just as far as
not mad at it.
Impact. It has to be a top 5 movie.
That's 2 impacts in a row for you. I'm gonna put you on the impact list. You're only allowed to get 3 off of Impact.
Number 4, Big Mama's House, guys.
There's no way you put Big Mama's House on your top 10.
Big Mama's House is a top 5 black cinema movie of all time.
She's not even the best fake big lady. I'm for sure taking Madea over Big Mama's House.
But the storyline of Big Mama's House was better than any Madea movie that you've ever seen in your life.
That's not even the best nigga to wear a dress, Cayman.
Oh, gosh.
You got Big Mama's House in your top. Finish your list. Finish your list.
It's a top 5 movie of all time.
Yeah. I only watched it probably once.
That's number 4. Number 5, Higher Learning. I don't know if you guys know anything about Higher Learning. Tyra Banks, she got shot. Michael Rappaport. Omar Epps. Ice Cube. One of the best black cinema movies I've ever seen. I believe Jonas Singleton was behind that movie. Just great overall. Go watch it. After that, Juice.
Juice scared me.
Juice.
I don't know. I always say that about movies, but Tupac is just scary.
Tupac and his role in that, yeah. His villain-esque role in that.
Scary.
Well, he never left.
I just think it was a great film. Film. Omar Epps again.
Omar Epps.
He was in the 90s one of the top premier black actors that we did see in the 90s. So shout out to Juice. What was that? Number 6, 7? I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
The Best Man is a top 8 film in black cinema ever.
Okay.
The storyline I don't think is the best storyline ever.
Not the best.
When you go back and think about it, like you piped your man's wife and then wrote a book about it?
I mean, Tyler the Creator made 2 albums about it. So it's
he
cool.
sure did.
It's
His
cool,
Tyler the Creator's last album was about that, but I don't know if that was true. We don't know if this film was true, but I think it just had some of the most elite black actors in it, and I think that's what makes it one of the best movies of all time.
Is that even Kevin Hart's best movie?
You said Kevin Hart.
Isn't Kevin Hart not in Best Man? That's Think Like a Man.
I was like, I don't
too many niggas.
Because this movie was like, do you need some money? Is that Best Man?
Best Man Holiday?
And he's like,
okay.
Rounding out my top 10. I think I have 2 more slots. Okay. Bad Boys 2 is a top.
Oh yeah,
top 10 black movie of all time. 2 lead cast members: Will Smith, Martin Lawrence. I think number 2 was the best out of all Bad Boys.
Okay.
So Bad Boys 2 definitely deserves that credit. And I had Life as my last slot.
It's a banger.
Now, I wanted to put The Color Purple in this shit, but I take that shit out because I do have some honorable mentions. So we're gonna talk about some of the honorable mentions to kind of end this video and talk about it. So I have The Nutty Professor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was really contemplating that. I'm not even gonna lie. So you're telling me that you chose Big Mama's House over The Nutty Professor?
Big Mama's House is better than Nutty Professor.
You're not serious.
Nia Long is bad. Like, Nia Long, just how she looked in that film is better than anything y'all would ever say about like any other film, body, anything. Like, Nia Long in Big Mama's House was looking fine as hell. So she gets extra brownie points, and that film gets extra brownie points just based off how she looked.
I can't believe you.
Yeah, I mean it's real.
Say it, but okay.
What about First Sunday? First Sunday, Ice Cube and Tracy Morgan.
I honestly,
it's funny.
It's a really funny movie, but I would take Death at a Funeral over First Sunday.
And that is my next honorable mention, Death at a Funeral. You would take that over First Sunday.
I would. First Sunday is an incredibly funny movie, both taking place in a church. Well, is that at a church? That's at somebody's house.
No, First Sunday is at a...
No, at the Death at a Funeral. It's at somebody's house.
That started at a funeral home.
Or somebody's house.
Funeral home, yeah. But as from a comedy level and just I would take Death at a Funeral. It has very quotable moments to this day. So I would go with there. That was the last of your honorable mentions?
No, I have more. Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins.
Okay.
Oh, of course.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm surprised I didn't make your list, honestly.
That
feels like that's up your alley.
He's just saying a lot of like I get it's a trend in some of the movies you picked, some of the actors. Okay. You just really you're connected to.
All right, I'm a basketball guy.
Oh my god!
And I love a good basketball movie. Above the Rim with Denzel Washington and Ray Allen.
I thought you were about to say.
We're gonna go there.
Ooh.
No.
Love and Basketball is one of the greatest black cinema movies of all time.
But
Xavier.
it didn't make your list.
Love and Basketball is one of the greatest black cinema movies of all time.
How many times have you played a girl for her heart? Be so for real.
That doesn't happen in real life.
That movie was too corny for me. I couldn't do it.
Was it just the last part, the play for your life?
Just overall, the movie just didn't seem believable.
Why? They were neighbors that end up being together. How is that not believable? They were neighbors since kids.
No,
and they end up being together.
How they meet, but how they meet versus
sad.
How they interact through the movie and how it ends.
Okay.
I just feel like a lot of those choices would not have been made
in real life.
Let alone ended with pulling up with a knee brace, talking about "Let me play you for your heart."
All right, so y'all don't like Love and Basketball, but what about Barbershop?
Yeah, Barbershop.
Do y'all think that is
Barbershop
supposed to be a part of the honorable mention?
Beauty salon.
Right, that's what I was gonna ask.
Is that the
Would you take Beauty Shop?
Oh, Beauty Shop.
Would you take Beauty Shop or Barbershop?
Probably Barbershop. Barbershop has more movies.
Yeah, Who Drank My Apple Juice?
It's a bigger franchise.
But,
yeah, Who Drank My
Beauty Shop
Apple
had
Juice?
Common.
Okay. Nigga, Barbershop had Michael Ealy.
He thought he ate with that. For real.
Barbershop had Eve. Eve was my girl back in the day. But those are my honorable mentions. Do you guys have any honorable mentions that I didn't mention? I think I mentioned pretty much everything.
Yes, you did mention
a lot. Goodness gracious. But I mean, I had some pushback before this taping, but I just think Tyler Perry had to do his thing.
1,000%. And I put his plays in there.
Oh, for sure. That's what started all of it. That's what started a lot of it. I remember watching all the Madea plays before they 1,000%. Became a movie.
I did
and
too.
So for me, I really, I could do bad all by myself. What else? The
Diary of an Angry Black Woman.
Yes.
My mom made me watch that multiple times.
He went off. I'm sorry. Like, his stories and his traumas, even though we don't like his recent stuff because they
right.
kind of outrageous. But he really did go off far as, as a producer and, Madea, like, for sure, Madea definitely is someone that we all know as far as being black, and so
we want to highlight Tyler Perry. We want to highlight Spike Lee, who also has had some great Malcolm X, Do the Right Thing, Above the Rim as well. Those are some great black cinema movies. So we also want to highlight some of the directors, the black directors, like you were talking about, Jordan Peele, who has brought in a new genre into black cinema.
I would say shout out Ryan Coogler with Black Panther.
Fruitville
Only
Station.
the first one. I'm not putting Fruitville. I can't put.
Well, I know that was a little.
I get what y'all.
But I'm saying
shout out to Ryan Coogler though.
Shout out Ryan Coogler for Black Panther 1.
1,000%.
Yeah, and he has a horror movie coming out. Or is that him? Oh, him and Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, they have their
vampires.
Horror movie. Is vampires?
Yeah, vampires in the KKK.
I was trying to figure out what the hell that movie is about. For real. Because the fucking trailer, and they're like, who? And then Michael B. Jordan look hella fucking buff. I'm like, what is he doing? But anyway, I do want to see that movie.
Right.
Does Passion of the Christ count as a black film?
So shout out to us with our list.
Like, come on, bro.
I want you guys to do one thing for me. I want you guys to do one thing for me, and I want you guys to vote down in the comments who had the best list. I think it was me, 1,000%. Big Mama's House is a top 5 black cinema movie of all time.
That was kind of like.
No, we had. I think we had Anne's, but
I think the Wiz for me was a little but I liked the Wiz. It was just like me horror. I'll put it with Get Out.
We had an overall great list. On my list. But
that's the confidence.
Go ahead and guys like and subscribe to this video on the bottom. These are our top 10 black cinema films of all time. Thank you guys for watching The Rising for another installment. We are out.
Did you not have Norbit on your list?
I think it's on honorable mention.
You're gonna throw Norbit in an honorable mention, but put Big Mama's House on your list? Cayman, be so for real.
We're trying.
Norbit is not a better.
Yes, it is.